Hello everybody, Tommy Ruin here, and today I'm going to be discussing the first week of Ascension Season 3. What I did, what the launch was like, and all that good stuff. But before I start, remember to leave a like on the video and hit subscribe if you haven't already. So Season 3 launched on Friday the 12th of April, roughly a week ago, and this was the first season I've been able to play on the launch day, and be there at the mad rush to level 60. I was very excited to take part in the sprint to 60, and I planned to see how far I could level up in the first evening of the server's launch. As always, I was joined by my trusty sidekick, my brother, who has leveled to 60 on Ascension with me at least 4 or 5 times now, I think. Our plan was to go Tauren, as we thought most people would be playing orcs and trolls on the horde side, so we would miss the fighting for mobs that comes with such a densely packed zone. It turns out that we were the first 2 Tauren to log in actually, with my brother logging in to see the Realm First achievement for discovering the Red Cloud Mesa. This season has introduced lots of cool new seasonal Realm Firsts, which I think is a great incentive to get people to play and enjoy the discovery part of the season. It was a bit weird that every small place on the map had a Realm First discovery achievement. Ascension did say that there would be cool Realm Firsts to hunt for, but I thought this was a bit overkill with the exploration. Maybe just having one for the zone meta achievement would have sufficed. Regardless, we re-rolled our abilities, I think it was once actually, before deciding to head straight out of the Red Cloud Mesa and farm our way to level 10. This wasn't a great decision in hindsight, as the quest completion XP is much greater than mob kill XP, and some of the early quests take absolutely no time at all, so we slowed ourselves down there, which wasn't good. For my build to start with, I was using Lightning Bolt and my brother was using all manner of dots. I think he had Corruption and Immolate to start with, and yeah, I also managed to snag an Imp near the beginning, which was really lucky, because Imps are obviously very good when you're leveling up, and they're good at endgame, to be honest, they're pretty good. Once we reached level 10, we decided to head out into the Barrens and run up to the crossroads, and it was here that we saw the mass of orcs and trolls, which we managed to avoid by going Tauren. Collecting mainly the kill quests, we managed to get up to level 20 very fast, with my brother managing to get the Realm First level 20 Tauren. And at that point we thought maybe we were in a chance of going for Realm First Tauren together, so pushed on longer to see how far we could get. We both decided high risk would be the easiest way of getting up fast, with the early horde zones, especially Stone Talon, having very little alliance presence, so only outlaws would be a problem for us. It seems we were among the first people to hit up Stone Talon, and we managed to pick up a few nice Realm First rare kill achievements for this zone. At this point I'd switched to melee, having picked up Sinister Strike and Raptor Strike on the way up, so switched to be a melee so we could better distribute loot between us, with my brother being a caster. At level 28 we left Stone Talon and headed to Thousand Needles. On the way we noticed many people getting Realm First Death in X instance achievements, so we stopped off briefly in Razorfen Cruel so we could intentionally die and grab the achievement. Now, looking back on it, I think everyone gets an achievement when they die for the first time in an instance, so it was sadly a waste of time, but it was a bit of fun nonetheless, and we did get an achievement. In 1000 Needles we met our first group of outlaw gankers, with a group of 5 coming to take us out as we killed chimeras for a quest. This set our progress back quite a bit and we had to readjust where we quested. And at this point it was getting pretty late, and once I got the Realm First Tauren level 30 achievement, we decided it would probably be best to rest up and try and push on the next day. I was really hoping that the next Tauren was a lot further behind so we still had a chance in the morning, but I did have a feeling that someone would push on further than us, and I was correct, with another Tauren running ahead and snagging the achievement for level 40 and beyond. So after that we relaxed a little bit, and the next day we tried to do Scarlet Monastery. We did the graveyard and the library, and to be honest it went surprisingly well, with the tanks and healers performing surprisingly well for the randomness that the server offers. It does seem like lower down it is less of a problem to just jump in as a healer or tank compared to at level 60, where dungeons are much more difficult. So if you have a healing spell or some tanking abilities, I really recommend just trying it when you are leveling up. We cleared out the Scarlet Crusade and carried on leveling, killing all the animals in the Shimmering Flats and heading to the dreaded Stranglethorn Vale. We had tried to avoid it for as long as possible with the knowledge that it would be a hotspot for PvP, and we were not disappointed. Lots of ganking, lots of death, lots of fun was had as we dodged players to get on with our quests. In many of our encounters, it really shone through how different builds are for PvP and PvE, and how they require different things, with slows and stuns so important in PvP, especially at the lower levels. If you get stunned, there is nothing you can do about it really. So as a melee, I was just being kited for days, strung along as I just chased my enemies, slowly losing HP as they got frostbolted. But we pushed on, got to level 40 and got the hell out of there, heading to Tanaris instead, which I knew would also be a hotspot for PvP, but it didn't turn out to be that bad for us. And it really sped up for us here actually. We managed to get to level 48 through questing and doing a Zul'Farrak run. And Zul'Farrak is one of my favourite instances, so it was really nice to be able to see it and clear it whilst levelling up. We then headed to Felwood and cleared the majority of the quests there, getting up to the low 50s, and at this point I realised that I could probably become a budget hybrid build, utilising Lightning Bolt and my melee, as well as Maelstrom weapon at level 55 and Lightning Shield to do a mixture of melee and nature damage. So at 55, whilst questing through Windspring, I took up those talents and enjoyed a few levels of destroying mobs with instant lightning bolts. Now my brother had gotten very lucky in leveling, getting almost all the abilities required to go for the Imp spec. So that's a video I made a while back, utilising Imp and Metamorphosis. So he was very much sorted when he got to level 60. When we managed to get to level 58, we realised we had some tough choices to make, with the level 58 to 60 talent and ability essences saved, so you can choose 1 or 2 talents at level 60 that require ability essences. Now I had pretty much set myself to be a melee hybrid, so I was looking at Storm Strike and improved Storm Strike to fix my heavy mana usage issues. The other choice was up in the air though, as I still had 2 AE and 1 TE left to decide on something. My brother was wise and took Metamorphosis and Ruin for the extra 5% destruction crit damage, so his build was very much set in stone. When we hit level 60, we got an Eye of the Storm pot for the daily, and I was thinking, okay, this will be fun. But the same PvP issues occurred where I was just being kited, not being able to touch the other team, who consisted entirely of Frostbolt casters, and it seemed like they had every kiting spell in the game. I think some people have just been getting extremely lucky. So after this experience, on impulse, I just decided to pick up Shadow Step, thinking I could later change my mind, and it turns out I couldn't. So now I'm stuck with Shadow Step, which is great. It will have its uses in PvP, but I know that I could have gone for something so much better, which would have massively increased my DPS. So that was our leveling adventure, culminating in a budget hybrid Tauren and an Imp spec Metamorphosis Tauren at level 60. So what did I think of the experience? Compared to Season 2, it was so much more fun. Having everyone with wildcard abilities was nice, and I cannot stress how much fun dungeons were. Having everybody pull their niche abilities together to improvise a solution to boss mechanics and challenging trash packs is really amazing. It is what I was looking forward to, and it gave me nostalgic memories of playing when I was a lot younger in BC and Vanilla. Everyone has their own tools which they can bring to the table. At level 60, I've noticed a significant lack of tanks and healers, and I think that is down wholly to the ease that you can make a wildcard DPS spec compared to tank and healers. Tanks require lots of different specific things, so making a wildcard tank is no easy feat. But seeing people manage it without AoE threat or without a taunt and still tanking is great. It brings much more interesting situations into the mix and makes the game feel more alive. You really do have to communicate and plan what you're doing rather than just ruffle stomping through everything. One thing I think people are trying to do is apply the Andahall or Laughing Skull mentality to a loon, and are getting quite upset or angry that they can't have the perfect build. The whole point of this is that it's random, you get what you're given and you deal with it and make it work. A lot of the fun is just taking the crap abilities that you've got and thinking, how can I make this viable? If you want a perfect build, just go and play on one of the other servers. Don't ruin the magic for everyone else that is complete randomness and team cohesion to overcome the obstacles. Now, I do think the devs have done a really great job in regularly updating the stability of the server. The first few days were very laggy and slow, and I think that was down to 2 main reasons. Number one is the influx of players that comes with the season release, and that kind of thing should be expected and managed by the server. But then they had also added on the added pressure by creating 2 phases on each zone for the server. So in Elune you can choose to be high risk or low risk, and each of those is in a different phase. Now this creates double the load on the server, ultimately leading to the initial lag, and the devs managed to solve this quite quickly within the first few days, and since then it has been pretty good. Some honourable mentions then for the first week must be the amount of bans I saw being given out to people who were cheating the system and managing to avoid the wildcard system. It was so great to see the amount of Fs in chat when someone went down for exploiting. And then also the levelling through professions is really great, whilst being very broken early on. I love the idea, and I know the devs know how broken it is. I've spoken to them, so I would definitely recommend trying it out before it's fixed. I don't think they're going to ban anyone for it. And now finally, the amount of people that have come up to me asking if I am the real Tommy Ruin, as if there are 100 fakes going around, has been really interesting to say the least. If you see an ugly cow woman with my name on Elune, it's me, okay? Anyway, that's enough rambling. Thanks very much for watching, folks. Let me know your Elune stories, builds and all that good stuff down in the comments, and I will see you all very soon. Is it you? Is it